October 16th, 2016. During the rough console run of the Wii U, Nintendo's worst-selling home console in its history, Nintendo dropped a reveal trailer showing off a new device. This device was running The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the TV screen until it showed that the device can switch from a home console to a portable one. The console launched on March 3rd, 2017, and stock was low during the launch period. The significance of the Switch's launch had to do with this console launching with its own version of Breath of the Wild, the same day as the Wii U would have its resting place. Little did we know that 7 years later, this Nintendo Switch would go on to be not only the third best-selling game console of all time, but it is still currently on track to potentially beat the PlayStation 2 as the best-selling video game console of all time. Throughout the Nintendo Switch's life cycle, we have received multiple iterations of the console. The launch day Nintendo Switch features two Joy-Con controllers in either gray or neon blue and neon red, a small kickstand, a dock to hook the system up to a TV or a monitor, a USB-C power adapter, and a controller grip for the Joy-Con and straps for the Joy-Con. This first iteration of the console, when I got it on launch day, was like Christmas morning. The operating system was much faster than the Wii U, and I was at the peak of excitement as I finally walked into the fields of Hyrule and Breath of the Wild. This experience was euphoric. Goosebumps were rushing through my arms, and after just recently losing my grandfather at the time, this game came at the time I needed it the most to just escape from reality. It was a strong first impression, but there were some issues. While using the Joy-Cons with the grip that came with the system, I started to notice when moving Link around with the left analog stick that he would just keep running when I stopped moving. I didn't know if it was interfering with other technology in my living room at the time, so that's when I just started to use the Pro Controller that solved the issue. The kickstand is an awesome addition, and I love the option for tabletop play, but the kickstand on the first iteration of the Switch kinda sucked. It got loose too quickly to where it started to open on its own, but luckily I was able to order a replacement part. In 2019, Nintendo released the Nintendo Switch Lite alongside the remake of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This small handheld was not capable of being displayed on the TV with the dock, but it was compatible with the Joy-Con and the Pro Controller. Its uniform design is really comfortable to hold, but compared to the revised Switch model, the battery life isn't as good. Then in 2021, alongside the release of Metroid Dread, we got the Nintendo Switch OLED. This console truly is the best of both worlds and the must-have if you enjoy playing in handheld and tabletop mode. The OLED screen is vibrant and the smaller bezels make for a much bigger viewpoint, and the kickstand is a huge improvement for those that use tabletop. The Switch OLED dock has a small redesign that's more minimalistic for the regular editions, as well as an Ethernet port that's added on the back of the dock, getting rid of the need to buy a USB Ethernet adapter. Out of all the variations and models, here are my recommendations for the most optimal experience for you. If you're on a budget and only care about playing games on the go without the TV, then get the Nintendo Switch Lite. If you only care about playing on the TV, then get the second revision of the regular Switch. But if you want the best all-round experience for handheld dock and tabletop play, spend the extra $50 to get the Nintendo Switch OLED. While I made a previous video for when the OLED was first announced, I can confirm that it's my preferred way to experience the Switch library. The display and the bigger kickstand just make this experience a lot better, and honestly, it should have been the Switch that we got at launch. On top of that, it got a special Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom edition console that I had to get as a diehard Zelda fan. Accessories are plentiful on the Switch. You have cases in different shapes, sizes, and designs, as well as various controller and storage options. There are a variety of different styles and colors of Joy-Con, but unfortunately they are priced at $80 a pair, as well as the possibility of the dreaded stick drift. They're a great way to customize your console to your liking, but I wouldn't blame anyone for not wanting to go super crazy with collecting every Joy-Con out there. The Pro Controller is an absolutely must-have for those that enjoy playing on the TV. The controller is $70, but it is extremely comfortable and the battery lasts for a long time. And it also comes with the USB-C charging cable. The Pro Controller comes in various different styles, such as the regular black, the Splatoon 2, and the Zelda editions of the Pro Controller. But what made the Nintendo Switch such a massive success for Nintendo thus far are the games. Unlike the massive software droughts that were on the Wii U, The Nintendo Switch within 7 years has thousands of titles to choose from both physical copies and on the Nintendo eShop. If you want a unique and fun multiplayer experience, Splatoon 3 is a blast, and I've recently been playing it again for the side order roguelike DLC and to finally clear the campaign as I clear through the backlog. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the most recent game out of my recommendations, but it's also one of the best 2D Mario games to date. The art style really shines, especially on an OLED screen. The badge system adds a ton of replayability, and the online implementation is solid as you play with other Ghost data in real time and as you help other players through the levels. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are both outstanding games and are must-haves on the console, but I give the edge to Tears of the Kingdom for perfecting the formula set up in Breath of the Wild by adding 2 more areas to explore as well as the fuse and crafting system. If you have a Nintendo Online account, you also have access to classic games from the NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, Game Boy Advance, and Nintendo 64 to choose from. There is a whole separate video that I could make talking about game recommendations for the console. While I love the systems for the reasons stated, there are still some problems with this console 7 years into its lifespan. The eShop is kind of bland compared to the Wii U and 3DS variants, and it is loaded with shovelware. The Nintendo Switch Online mentioned earlier, while it is fairly priced, that is the only way you have access to classic Nintendo games. I was really hoping for an a la carte virtual console service like the Wii, Wii U, and 3DS. My complaint with the service is that there is no consistent schedule on when games come to the service, and you cannot choose the games on their own. You have to pay for what you get. There is no integrated messaging system, and voice chat requires a separate app on a smartphone for the first-party Nintendo games. Luckily, some games like Fortnite allow you to have voice chat on the console itself. One personal issue I have is in a lack of an achievement system. Sure, it's not too big of a deal, but in 2024 with other online ecosystems such as Xbox Live, Steam, and PlayStation Network, I would love to see achievements, especially for these Nintendo games, because it would encourage a lot more people to go through these games 100%, and it would also encourage me to buy a lot more indies on the system itself. The Nintendo Switch is a fantastic console. It provides a different experience compared to the competition with its hybrid mentality of being able to play the games on the TV or playing them on the go. It's a great system 7 years in. Sure, yes, the Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna eventually come out, but as of right now, you have tons of games to play on this system. I highly recommend buying a system today, but know that there isn't gonna be a system on the horizon. That's it for this video, guys. This is the Melodic Punk, and I wanted to try something different with this project and be a little bit more on the cinematic front. Obviously, I'm recording this very late on Saturday night, and so this video may have been rushed a little bit too much. Let me know down below in the comments below whether or not you want to see more videos like this in the future. This is Melodic Punk, officially signing out.